Hello everyone. So today I'm trying to implement AI assassination mechanism that you have seen in many games like Assassin's Creed. So this is what I could achieve so far. When my character is stand above some other enemy character and it highlights in red that to show the player that I can AI assassinate him. So that's how I execute that. And also here is another example. Let's move closer. Right. Okay, so that's my assassination or aerial takedown system. Let me show you again. Alright, so that's what we are going to work on today, and I'm going to cover this in 2 episodes. So these are the patrons who have sponsored for this tutorial, and if you also like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. Alright, so first thing we need is the character and opponent to take down. So let's add one instance of this third person character to the map, like let's set it like this. Right, and to give some variation, let's make it a different color. Let's see what are the color options we have. Right, so let's open this material. Here we have body color. Alright, so that means we can create an instance and we can change the body color. Let's change this to a color like this. Like this. It doesn't really matter, you can pick any color you want. Okay, I'll choose this one, and here we can select it. Alright, now this is our character, this gray character is the enemy. Okay, now from here we should be able to identify that and do a jump in attack. So how should we do that? Like this, we should drop into this character and do the takedown. So for now, let's forget about the detection part and let's set up the basic animation and takedown behavior first. So here I'll process this character, so when I play the game we can start playing from this. And then what I am going to do is, and let's open the third person character blueprint. And here let's define a new variable. like now let's call it Takedown. Now let's just call it enemy. This should be a character. Right, and then let's go to project settings. We don't have any inputs for the Takedown, so I'll add left mouse button for Takedown. Okay, now let's go here, and so by the way, I am continuing this project on the working on beams project that I worked on yesterday, so that it's not that relevant to this task, but still, if you want to know how did I came up with this system, you can refer to that video. Okay, so now let's see. That's a side note. Here, Takedown action event. Okay, now if we have a valid enemy here, so let's do the how to automatically detect an enemy when we look at them. Let's do that part later. For now, I want to focus on how to implement the takedown behavior. So right, first I'll make this public, and then we can set the enemy like this. Now it has the enemy. Okay, so now when I press takedown, first I'll rotate my character towards that enemy like this. Fine, look at rotation. Start is detector location, end is enemy's location. And then we can instead of just swapping the rotation, we can smoothly rotate the character like this. Get capsule component, move component to location is same, rotation is this, but we only need to change the yaw part. Okay, let's test this part. See, now it rotated. And then I have already imported these two animations. So I don't really have a taken down with knife or sword, this is just a punch, so this will has to do. Okay, so how to adapt this animation to any kind of a behavior, any kind of a distance, and the depth we have relative to the character's current location. So first, I don't need to start from this point because the character here is starting from a location. If I am on a beam, then I will not be able to do this part. So I want to start from this part, the ejecting part, and then taking down part. So first let's go here and duplicate this. Let's call it Takedown. Yeah, this Takedown. Now let's call it Aerial Takedown. And then here I'll remove these frames, so the animation will start from here. Right, let's first create a montage from this one. And let's enable root motion. Like this. So does this character support montages? Let's see. It doesn't have montages, so slot, default slot. Right, now it supports montages. Okay, then here after this part, let's get the mesh, play animation montage, like this. Alright, let's see what happens. Nothing. That's okay. Maybe we should start with a jump. Like yeah, instead of, okay, let's see where the jumping is. Okay, maybe instead of going with the montage, let's try another approach. Let's try launching the character towards the location of the enemy. So like this, launch character and launch velocity. We have to give the launch velocity. For now, let's get that forward vector and let's multiply this by, let's say, for now we have to find the proper value yet, 500, or let's say 300, and then split this, and for this one let's give 500. I'm just using values that I think would work. so like that. So it's just like a jump. So now if we can find the proper launch velocity we should have, we can exactly land on the target location of the enemy. So how to calculate that? Okay, so for that simple physics, let's say how to fill this. Okay, this is our character and this is target character, right? And in order to reach this we have to use a projectile like this. So this distance if we know the horizontal velocity, then this distance would the time to reach this point would be this distance, let's say d divides by, let's call horizontal velocity u, d divides by u, t equals d divides by u. And what's the vertical velocity? If we call the vertical velocity v, and this distance h, using s equals ut plus half a means acceleration, t squared, h equals ut, we can calculate it like this, t minus, here it would be 9.8 minus 9.8. oh, I don't have enough space here. I can 9.8 divides by 2, sorry for bad writing, t squared. So now using this function we can find t. How? No, sorry, not t, u equals h plus 9.8 divided by 2, I'll call it g for gravity. So this should be plus if I replace it with g. So here it should be minus. Minus g t squared by 2 divided by t. Okay, so here u means the, what you mean? Okay, u means this z, and v means the vertical component of the velocity, right? So that means we know the forward vector. This forward vector multiplied by, we don't really, okay, we can have any value we need for u, right? Now using this knowledge, let's assume here, let me make literal float, let's say u, do we need variables for this? No, let's call this one u, and let's say it is 500. Right, then the vertical distance between, sorry, the horizontal distance, that means d is this. get actor location of this actor and the enemy. And then let's make vector break here to calculate the horizontal distance between two vectors. We can do it like this without considering the z part, right? Now then we can get the vector length. So this is d, as I explained here, this d, and this is h. Now we can calculate t by dividing this value with the u. So this is t. Alright. Now here we know u is 500. Then we can use u like this. So we know the horizontal part of the velocity we should have. Then all we have to do is find in the vertical part. Using this equation, u equals h minus gt squared 2 divided by t. So this is h minus gt squared 2 square of t and multiplied by, how do we get the gravity? Alright, we can get the gravity like this. So here we have this part. The output of this part is this gt square, and we can also add 0.5, that means half, gt squared 2, and that divided by 2. So that's, this value is that part. Oh wait, where did it go? Okay, it's there, right. Oh, here it should be a division, and this is h, so this must be subtracted from h, and then it should be again divided by t. So this must return, oh not, I wanted a reroute node. This is the v, and that means z component of the launch velocity. So if I am correct, when I press left click from anywhere, my character should eject and land on the enemy character. It's correct, because of the capsule collision it moved away, but it is working. So let's try from a different angle, place like this. Still that works, right? Great. So Okay, it is working. Then what we should do, let's see if this works. If I'm on a right, it is working on a beam. Okay, now let's see the length of this takedown part. Let me duplicate this. Take down landing, because I only need the latter half of this animation. Right, let's remove 0 to 10. Now this is the animation part. This is the part of animation I have remaining. Right, so for the landing, this part, this point should be synchronized with the landing time. So here the time is 0.9. Okay, so that means we should start playing this animation 0.9 seconds before the landing. So here we can get the T like this, and subtract 0.9 seconds, then add the delay. Let's clamp this between 0 and not 1, whatever the value we get here, because I don't need any negative values here. Right, and after that we can just call a animation montage, and let's create a montage for this anim takedown landing. Right, now let's play it. Okay, now let's see what happens. No, I don't think, it looks like the timing is wrong. Yeah, let's check the animation again. This part, okay, let's try here. Time is 0.3 seconds. Let's try reducing this value into 0.4 seconds and see how it looks. Alright, now in order to prevent character sliding away from this target enemy, here let's define another function in the third person character as like this. First I'll create an interface. PP print interface PP takedown receive takedown. Okay, now let's implement this interface here. We already have this BPI character, so why don't we use that? Receive take down. We implemented this interface yesterday for the beam part, working on beam part. Okay, now here let's implement receive take down. Oh wait, event like this. So when we get this, let's get the capsule and set collisions enabled to no collision, and then play anim montage. So I also have another animation montage for falling down effect, this one, falling back death. So let's create a montage for this one and let's play it. And after this part, the character should stay there. So here I'll add a montage notify, otherwise character would stand up after this part, so that's why I'm adding it here. Play montage, falling back death, and here on notify begin I'll get anim instance. We have a pose, set pose anim, we don't need this. I'll pause the animations so the character will stay in that state. And here also when I play this, I'll get the enemy and receive takedown. Oh, that didn't work. Why is that? Sorry, I used the wrong interface. Receive takedown with the character interface. Oh wait, something is wrong. Alright, maybe this. No. Connect it like this and see. Okay, at the end let's append some frame, 50 frames let's say. Oh, we can't do that. Okay, falling back death here, let's add few more frames at the end. Right, now let's see in the montage. Okay, now let's check. Right, now the character stays there. Let's slow down the time. Let's implement a way to slow down the time and examine this in slow motion. So let's use this key. When I press it, I'll use a flip-flop. Set global time dilation. Here I'll set it to 0.3, and here when I press it again, so what this flip-flop does is, first time it executes this, then this, and this, and then this. So it alternatively call A or B when I call this function again and again. Okay, so now slow down. Alright, so I think we should start playing that animation. For that also let's have montage notifier here. Montage notify, right, and then so we can make the timing perfect. Let's use this node instead of that one. On notify begin, Takedown landing. Okay, now let's see. No, that was not good enough. Because by the time we go here, the capsules are already colliding. So therefore let's do it like this. I'll call it in the beginning, but let's check the timing. Here we have like 0.4 seconds to play that to calm this animation to the heating part. So therefore in here I'll add a delay of 0.4 seconds before calling this animation. Right. Let's inspect that in slow motion as well. Character doesn't quite hit. Also, to prevent the camera colliding with this, here I'll go to custom and ignore the camera collision. Will this be better if my character is aligned with the player's landing direction? See, still camera reacts. What if the character looking at this way? Maybe things would look good if we speed up this animation. Oh, that's bad. Let's reduce the speed a little bit. Maybe let's try one more thing to see the exact location we are moving. Let's keep the visibility of the capsule enabled, and also here let's, instead of root motion, let's try force root lock, and then let's see how things go. Okay, now the character goes to the exact location as the enemy, but right, so then I guess we should move a little bit behind, because we should not go exactly to the character's location. So maybe, what if we reduce some amount here, like 50? Right, I think that went better. And also I think it would be cool if the character were fall away from the player. So how should we do that? Maybe here let's, in the receive takedown, let's add an input attacker actor object reference, right, and then get actor location, why can't I get the location? Sorry, I should get that, not actor component, actor, this one, object reference, get actor location, and also get actor location of this actor, and then look at rotation, get it like this, and then get the capsule component 2, change the yaw, location is same. Oh, sorry, I forgot to give the reference here, self. And also I think this delay is too much, so instead of 0.2 let's try 0.5. Okay, now let's disable the visibility of this capsule component. I don't need it anymore. And let's watch this in slow motion. Alright, that's better. Let me check again. So in another episode I will cover the rest of the system as a detecting part, and also change in the camera as I do the taking down. So that would be covered in the next episode, and thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. Also, if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of my Patreon club. The link would be in the description below, and see you in the next episode. Goodbye.